So many stories. So many stories. We're going back and forth today about which stories to go with. Um, and so, as we mentioned, and it's the same thing we mentioned with the Doctor Doom thing when we said Robert Downey Jr. could potentially play Doctor Doom. Why are you reporting on that? It's one site. And then it's like, well, because of the potential that it's in a realistic lane. And the same thing happened when we talked last week about what is the potential of James Gunn's future when it comes to a potential sale of Warner Brothers to whether it's Paramount or any other place, which Warner Brothers is clearly on the market. We talked about this yesterday. So James Gunn himself, not necessarily directly, but hinted at whatever the future might be. Now, is it necessarily tied into this sale, or is it also tied into his contract? A mixture of both? We'll discuss. The other thing that we were going to talk about is where we were going to go with Star Wars. Adam Driver recently mentioned that there was a story that he and Soderbergh had kind of come up with. Lucasfilm loved it. Iger and crew shot it down. Well, now there's a report that David Fincher had a movie. It was ready to go. Too much money. He wanted final cut. So they said, no, can't do it. Other stuff. Ray, we've been saying it for a while now. Looks like that movie, at least the rumor is that movie's put on hold. So what does that mean overall? So there's so much that we're going to be discussing. Let's get into it. It's myself and Steph Sabra here on the show, Kristian Harloff Show, here today on this Thursday, everybody. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, here today on this Thursday. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do the show, but I was able to. And I'm glad because I love doing the show. You couldn't even hear me. Hello, Steph. Welcome back. I'm glad that we got a chance to do the show together.
Yeah, wait, where were you? What happened?
Oh, there was a potential that I had to do something family related today, but I might have to do it tomorrow, but I still might be able to do the show if I started a little early. So things are just maneuvering, and I was like, well, no, let's do the show because we're fresh off of our watch of The Running Man with Arnold. That'll be going up soon. You want to tease a little bit of what you thought?
Oh, another banger in the Arnold category. This one had probably the most Arnold one-liners out of all of them. It was like, just every second hit.
Hey, Killian, I'll be back. So good.
I loved how he got that in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like he has his own lore.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, you can do that.
Hey, light bulb. Hey, Christmas tree.
Yeah, the characters are crazy.
That's great. It's funny because this morning, there's a lot of times Thursdays, as we've said, Thursdays can be light on news. Mm-hmm. Not today. There's a lot going on. And like this morning, Luke we were going back and forth with some stories, and we were not debating, but discussing what we really should lead with. And I thought that maybe, this Fincher story and the Ray story were pretty big in general. And he's like, yeah, but you follow up on this Gunn thing. And I was like, yeah, it really is. It's a story. It's a thing. And this is like, so Roke and I brought this up. There's an article written by someone who clearly isn't a big Gunn fan. So I can understand the pushback from the fans where you're like, wow, this guy's clearly has an agenda against them and doesn't like them. But it wasn't about who wrote that article. It was about the actual potential of if you get bought, if there's this happens to many different companies. If no matter what your plan is, if your company gets bought, there is always a potential that you will not be there if your wing of your part of your company does not fit into what the new ownership wants to do. I mean, I remember when Complex bought Collider, when we were doing things for a bit, and then Complex wanted to go off. They said it doesn't fit in our thing. Everybody's getting fired. And people don't realize. Fernandez gets so much crap for the way that everything ended. And but he was the one who said, well, I don't want everybody to get canned. I want to make sure that I'm going to buy it myself. And his vision still fit with a lot of the stuff that was going on. So you never really realized too much of what was going on. But when Comics wanted to get rid of it all, it just wanted to keep the website. So you don't know if that's necessarily going to happen, but it's a potential. It's a possibility. So we covered it. And guess what? Complain your asses off, because we're going to keep covering it, especially with what is happening now. What James Gunn was on this podcast is called Boba Talks. And I'm going to play the clip first, and then I'll read the story itself. But here's the clip.
Things in life. But yeah.
Absolutely. So one thing I've been really curious about is you've referenced things like Peacemaker Season 2 and Lanterns setting up different threads and arcs. How far do these arcs go? Like, do they culminate in Man of Tomorrow, or can we expect them to go further than that?
Yes, they definitely go significantly further than Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
So now, you know, whether or not that'll be me that's able to fulfill that promise depends on a lot of things in life.
All right. So a lot of things in life, as he says, right? A lot of things in life. No, wait a minute. What happened there? That's not the news story. What's happening there? Hold on, Steph. Give me a sec. So here is the actual article by Comic Book Movie Now, who is now also covering this. More and more people will cover this. He seemingly addresses a potential exit. Seemingly. So after years of speculation, it's been revealed that Warner Bros. Discovery is officially for sale. Now, James Gunn has seemingly addressed his future for the company. Ever since Warner Bros. Merged with Discovery Inc., rumors have run rampant about a potential sale of the storied Hollywood company. Rumors started gaining traction when it was revealed that Paramount Global had submitted an offer to purchase Warner Bros. Discovery. Soon after, sale intentions were confirmed by WBD's board of directors. For some, talks of a sale put into question the future of DC Studios, specifically that of James Gunn and Peter Safran. People wondered whether a sale would mean the executives would be forced to leave their roles, or they'd be allowed to stay on and continue with their plans for the DC brand. Now it appears, emphasis on appears, James Gunn has addressed the possibility of him leaving. We just played that clip, and so that sparked speculation. He was trying to say, if I stay, I don't necessarily know if that was true. It's worth mentioning that Gunn may not necessarily be talking about the potential sale. He could be commenting on the ever-changing nature of the entertainment industry. He could also be talking about his contract coming up. This is important to stress. James Gunn did not in any way say he was leaving. From what can be interpreted from the comments, they simply alluded to the possibility of not staying on at the company, and that could be for any number of reasons. Now, in the case that he was alluding to what is happening with the sale, some may wonder why Gunn may have addressed an uncertain future for himself with nothing set in stone. To answer that possibility, it's important to consider the culture inside a company when significant changes are in the horizon. Exactly. As bystanders, we see everything from the outside and can only go from the little pieces of information that are strategically released by the parties involved. People working inside the company, on the other hand, have usually a good or somewhat coherent idea of what might be in store when a big shift happens. That, in particular, is true for someone in such a high position as Gunn. As such, it makes sense that he'd be aware of any potential risk should WBD be sold. Fans may be quick to position the possibility of changes at DC as a negative stance on the future, but this is simply a matter of corporate reality. And it goes back basically into what Steph and I were just talking about. But
yeah,
absolutely.
I hate this stupid thing. So Steph, you know, you see that, and this is why I just powered through all the nonsense with people saying, why are you covering this? Because it's a freaking huge potential story that, you know, does it necessarily mean, even if it gets sold, does it mean that he's out? No. But even he knows that you don't. Let's see what the future is. His contract, other things, it's a possibility. There's also something very telling. James Gunn tweets back about everything. If someone says, hey, I heard that, Superman's suit won't be blue. He writes, yes, it will. There were articles about this thing, about him potentially leaving the thing. Where was this comment of like, this is all nonsense, I'm not going anywhere? Never came. Never happened, because he knows he doesn't know the future yet. He hasn't signed his contract, his new contract. He very well might. he could stay, but this is a story that is developing, hence why we will and why we are and will continue to talk about this. But what do you think, Steph?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting time for all of the media companies, the major companies, and I do think it is a little bit even different than before because I feel like we used to get monopolization and have mergers, but now it feels like there's vested interest more so than ever in terms of like a lot of the billionaires or people purchasing these companies do have political interests that like just and then not to get political, just really factual out there right now. So when you see someone like James Gunn specifically who has a very strong point of view in his movies and shows that we've seen already thus far with just even Peacemaker and Superman, it is kind of concerning in terms of I'm a James Gunn fan. I like what he's doing. I'm excited for the future projects and his idea in terms of DC in general. So and then you put that together with it's business, so you never know what's going to happen in terms of it might not fit their vision, whatever that may be. So it is kind of nerve-wracking for people like me who do appreciate James Gunn. I do see people in the chat being like, I don't like James Gunn, so this is a good thing. I do, so it's kind of a bummer. And also I don't like these major mergers in general because I feel like it closes in on the creativity, so we're now only getting the viewpoints of a few separate companies.
Sure. I mean, look at Disney when they bought over Fox and everything that happened there. And one thing I will tell you, is that as he said, all he said there was, we will see what the future holds, is what that statement said, because there is no, as we said yesterday, Warner Brothers said no to Paramount's second bid. Netflix, not sure if it's going to happen, right? Apple, we don't know. There's nobody that is really ramping up to this is what is going to go down. So James Gunn is, he probably has more inside information, obviously, than we do. It's okay. What's my future like if Paramount buys it? What's my future like if Netflix buys it? His future is different at every different company, because every different company might have, so, well, no, we like what James Gunn's doing. We have this idea. Well, we want Abdi and DeLuca to run it. We don't want Abdi and DeLuca to run it. We want this. We want that. You don't know. You just, he doesn't know. And that's why, with the fact that he's got the contract coming up, the new one,
right?
Of course it's in limbo. And that's what he said. I don't know. He didn't necessarily say, well, if it gets bought, I'm out. He's just being realistic. He's being realistic here. We're saying, we don't know what the future holds right now, because I have my plans. I know where I want it to go. But if you're a Gunn naysayer, don't start cheering and yelling yet, because you don't know who's going to buy it. If you're a Gunn fan, don't start cheering and yelling yet, because you don't know who's going to buy it. It's one of those things where it is up in the air. I don't know what the future of, if someone said, well, what do you think? I have no idea, because I don't know who's close to buying. I do think, though, this is what I will say. I think most likely Paramount will buy it. That's my gut says. I think that their next bid will get enough traction that they're going to go, okay, we're good with that. We're going to take it. Now, does that necessarily mean that Gunn will be out if Paramount buys it? No, but it's the option that he probably doesn't want, because of the politics of the dude who's running it. Now, I think that they should give him an opportunity to say, hey, we want you to come in, finish up your contract, and let's see what we can do here moving forward. I think you give him another shot and see what he can do on his next few movies, sign him to another year, 2 years under Paramount, because there are a lot of people who love him too. And if he doesn't deliver or do the things that you want him to do under your new banner, then you have the right to say, okay, after that 2 years, then we're going to, DeLuca and Abdi will take over. But just removing him right away, I think, will cause too much of a stink.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that we've seen people already kind of be ready to use their money in a different way than we have before, because it feels like for a lot of people that might be like the last bit of power they can assert in all of this, to be like, no, I like this, no, I don't like this. And that seems to be how America works, is like, we're just, we're a capitalistic country. So that kind of matters how the fans feel. And for someone like me, if he was just ripped off without any chance of like seeing how he does, like letting the money talk in terms of what he brings in, then that would really, really rub me the wrong way. And I probably would be off DC for a minute.
It's just, well, I think that what would be confusing to them, for them, and for the fans in general, because this is another thing that he said that is very realistic, and I'm curious to what you think here, right? So let's say that they don't bring him back, but they keep his plan in place. Like, they don't reset the whole thing again, because I think that would be a major, major error. A new Superman again. Like, okay, yeah, you know what? We're about to cast Wonder Woman. We can't, because we're not going to go the Gunn route. We're not stick with what he set up, and then give it to new people and let it kind of push forward, as opposed to just resetting the whole thing again. You reset it again this quick. I don't think that's going to be beneficial to anyone.
No, I think that would be a disaster.
Right. And that's if he goes anywhere at all. The other possibility is it doesn't get sold. The likelihood of that, someone said it in the comments, and I agree. When was the last time you saw a studio that was up for sale and it didn't get sold? You know what I mean? It's like it's a Warner Brothers. It's like it's a big property. If it doesn't get sold, though, then business will go on as usual, at least for a little bit. Because make no mistake about it, this was always Zaslav's intent. It was always his intent to buy it, build it up, and sell it. And that's what he's doing. And he will accomplish that. So I don't know. And I think other people are saying it too. And this was my point yesterday, is that Ellison, who is the king of Paramount right now, he wants to get it done. He's got enough money to get it done. He's playing hardball. Someone says it was the third bid from Paramount. I thought it was the second, but someone said it was the third, and they rejected the third. They're gonna keep going for it. If they put in 2 or 3 bids already, they're gonna keep going for it, because where are the other bids coming from? We haven't heard any yet.
Right. Yeah, it feels like that's the ultimate goal, and it will probably be achieved.
I think so, and I think that that's kind of why Gunn is insinuating. I do think that he is. They said they weren't sure if it was necessarily tied into the sale. Of course it is. I mean, I think they're right for writing that, because we don't know, but of course it is. Of course it's tied into the sale, and it's another reason why I mentioned beforehand. There was no mention when that article was going around. It doesn't matter who wrote it. He didn't respond to it. He responds to everything. Well, he shouldn't respond. He responds to everything. He would, if he wasn't going anywhere and there was no risk of it at all, he would have been like, this is ridiculous. Don't pay attention to this. I'm not going anywhere. He can't say that because he doesn't know. That's why.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I said, these are the types of stories that we will cover when there's some juice behind it. Now, as we said, does it necessarily mean that he's out and that he's going to leave? No, it doesn't. He very well could be in place for the next 10 years. But this is a possibility. Hence why we did covered it today, and we'll cover it again tomorrow. So get ready for it. Anyway, let's get into the some more topics. But before we do, I've got to tell you, I mean, Bubs has been incredible, and True Classic. You guys who watched the show yesterday, you know how I feel about True Classic. Boy, am I glad that I discovered Bubs Natural. Holy moly. Look, getting older stinks, and you go, oh, I'm all right. I'm taking care of myself. I'm good. One little turn. Ouch. It doesn't matter if it's you're just waking up in the morning. And I've been going to the gym a lot, and yes, it helps your joints, but it also takes it out of your joints. And whether or not it's that, your joints, hell, your hair, If you're losing hair, your nails are breaking, your skin is losing that glow, aging stinks, but it doesn't have to. So Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides, it really helps you turn back the clock. So if you didn't know, and you weren't aware, when you're starting right around your mid-20s, your collagen product starts to naturally decline in your body. And that's where Bubs Natural Collagen Peptides, that's where it comes in. So Bubs helps restore collagen levels closer to what your body naturally had in its youth. So your joints feel stronger, your hair and your nails grow healthier, and your skin looks smoother. Collagen is the most abundant protein, and it's often referred to as the glue that holds our bodies together. I love the science behind this stuff. And for me, even since I got it, I'll be honest, like I'm at the gym. I'm like, hey, it's not as achy. My shoulders were killing me beforehand. Not as bad now. My hair looks better. My skin, people tell me how much my skin looks better. I feel like I'm bouncing back faster from workouts. Here's the great thing about Bubs that's different than other collagen products. There's no junk, meaning zero sugars, sweeteners, or fillers. Third-party tested, NSF certified, for sport and Whole30 proved. So you know it's clean and it's trustworthy. It's sustainably sourced from grass-fed, pasture-raised cattle. It mixes seamlessly. It dissolves in coffee, water, or smoothies without taste or clumps. I put it in my water right before I'm going to the gym. Over 100,000 happy customers. It's voted 2024's best collagen by health.com. Live better longer for a limited time only. Our listeners are going to get 20% off at Bubs Natural. You got to use that code Kristian at checkout. Just head to BUBSnaturals.com. Use the code Kristian. You're all set. After you sign up, they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about us? You tell them that Kristian Harloff sent you over there. You support the show. You tell us how good you're feeling afterwards. You don't have to say thank you, but I'll take it. I fell in love with my wife, and I said, that's it. I'll never fall in love again. Well, that's not true. I fell in love with True Classic. I love True Classic. You guys know. If you watch my show, you know I love True Classic. It is absolutely 100% the best T-shirts, jeans. I wear them everywhere. I mean, I'm obsessed. That's all I asked for my birthday was True Classic. And the guys at True Classic started with a simple mission to bring premium, comfortable clothing to the masses, because looking and feeling great shouldn't come with a designer price tag. And boy, oh boy, is that the truth. I agree. People vote with their dollars, and True Classic has sold over 25 million shirts to more than 5 million customers and racking up over 200,000 five-star reviews. No doubt, 100%. The brand isn't just about fabric or fit. It's about helping guys show up every day with confidence and promise. Every time I walk in, whether it's at the gym, I'm going to a screening, if I'm going out somewhere with my wife, I'm wearing True Classic, and I feel great. Their shirts fit where they should. They feel incredible, and they don't break the bank. Truth. You get that tailored look without sacrificing comfort or blowing your budget. I got people last week saying, oh my gosh, you look so good in those shirts. I said, I know. They're great. I've been wearing True Classic for a bit, and you can feel the difference. You can tell the difference the moment you throw one on. It's tailored when you want it. It's relaxed when you need it. There's no bunching, no stiff fabric, no BS. Just a clean, effortless fit that actually works for real life. You know how much I love True Classic. I mean, you've heard me just raving about them. Where do you find them? Easy. Amazon, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, or the easiest way for me, trueclassic.com/Kristian, and you try them out for yourself. True Classic, I promise you, you will thank me. You will. I'm telling you, True Classic is the best. Probably the best. And I hope that you guys, like I said, I gave you the codes. I saw somebody said that they're getting tired of their T-shirts. You will never go back. Steph, I love True Classic. I love these shirts. Like they just fit nice.
Yeah, they do look great.
Thank you. I like them. I like them a lot. Okay, you got 7. You need 100 more. 107 is what you're going after.
107.
Today.
Okay.
Yep. So let's see if you can do it. 107. I think Steph can do it. We've got a lot of good topics here today. Steph, I've been talking about it. We're getting close. Our phone call is on Monday, hoping for the final, the okay to where we can finally announce the director and producer soon of the show. I told Roxy on Tuesday, incorporated yours and her notes pretty well for the latest draft, and we're pretty excited about it. And we talked about it quite a bit on yesterday's show, so we're getting close, Steph.
So you have a big meeting Monday?
Monday is our meeting. Myself, Martini, and the director and producer are getting on a call to hopefully they sign off on the final script that we just sent them. And then the casting choices that we want, because we would say, okay, if we know, like, let's say there's a particular name that we want for, there's a character named Ron. There's somebody that I want that I think would be great for Ron. So, okay, let's say that we can get so-and-so to commit to being Ron, and we can also commit so-and-so to being this character. Well, we know that we're going to, at a minimum, have to pay them this, right? So let's incorporate that into the budget. So then we say that we know that we want a DP that, did I tell you the show that the DP is shooting now that they want?
No.
I'm going to text it to you.
Okay.
And that's who we're going out to, the DP of that show, to shoot this.
Oh shit, that'd be sick.
So and if that's the case, we got to incorporate that. So then it's like, all right, here's at a minimum, this is what we can make this show for. At a minimum, we need more, but at a minimum we can make it for this. So that's kind of where that's where we're at.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. Okay. So let's get into this next topic, because where is it? That's not the topic. Oh, there it is. So we had there's a couple different, there's a few Star Wars stories. There's one in there. I didn't see it on Luke sent it to me this morning, but I didn't see it in the show notes. Where is it? Let me double check. Maybe it was in the show notes and I didn't see it. No, it's not in there. There should be 3 Star Wars stories, and we'll talk about all 3 of them as soon as I find the third one. But right now, this one, this is an interesting story to say the least. We've been talking about this. I said this on Tuesday's show when I was talking to Roxy about this. Roxy, myself, and Mike were discussing, and I said, I can't imagine that Rey movie is going to happen. I just can't see it happening, especially with all the new rumors happening with Starfighter and everything else. Well, this is a new rumor. Rey movie is put on hold. There's also a long delayed Star Wars spinoff maybe back on the table. Also, maybe this is the same story. Maybe Luke did send it. Okay. It sounds like work has again slowed on the Rey movie starring Daisy Ridley, but with the bad news comes good, as another long-awaited spinoff is said to be back in active development. If this is the story, I think it is. I don't know if this is good news. With Star Wars finally returning to the big screen, Lucasfilm plans to explore what happened after the rise of Skywalker. The High Republic initiative proved to be a letdown. The books and comics didn't strike a chord with fans, and the Acolyte was canceled after 1 season on Disney+. There's only so much storytelling potential, and exploring gaps between each previous movie, and a post-Episode 9 setting does somewhat create a blank slate for filmmakers. Filmmaker Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy is developing a movie revolving around Rey, set 15 years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker. It's being written by George Nolfi, who replaced Stephen Knight, who in turn took over the writing duo Damon Lindelof and Justin Brett Gibson. As we first reported on sffgazette.com following the news that Disney decided not to move forward with the Hunt for Ben Solo movie starring Adam Driver, Scooper My Time to Shine Hello is reporting that the Rey movie is now on hold until Lucasfilm approves Nolfi's script. It's been slow going for the project that was first announced at Star Wars Celebration in 2023. Lucasfilm is clearly struggling to crack the story, but this era will be explored in 2027 Star Wars Starfighter, which is expected to feature a cameo from Rey. Still, as one movie is put on hold, another might be back in active development. According to Daniel Rickman, the Lando feature starring Donald Glover is once again being worked on by Lucasfilm. The plan had it being a Disney Plus series. Now it's evolved into a movie. I just want it to be fun. As a Star Wars fan, I think it's important that there needs to be fun being had. It's very hard to have fun right now. It's tough because we're very serious things happening. Those are only the things that connect us weirdly. So I get why things are serious, but part of the human experience, I believe, is why we have a responsibility to have enjoyment. And I just feel like we're lacking in that department. Pointed out, as much as he loves the Star Wars franchise, it can be super serious, sometimes too serious. Everything that's to do with the Skywalkers is so serious. Lando, I think the best part about him is he's a scoundrel, and I feel like people can relate to that. And it's probably like, man, this war is whack. I need money, which I feel like everyone can relate to. I just want to bring fun to Star Wars. I just want it to be fun. Okay. So there's a few things here, Steph. The first, and that is the Rey movie. We've been talking about this. You said this, I think, last week, and I couldn't agree with you more. This is just one of those like, well, why in the world would you bring her on stage? Why would you bring the director on stage if you don't have a script that you're going to go forward with? Why would you even do that? It's because you go and wow, we're just excited to bring her back, and here's the director. Yay. And you've seen already how many times you've lost the director and writer. Don't do that. And they did it, and nothing has happened. So are you shocked at all that this movie is being on hold? And do you think that we'll ever see this version of this movie?
Am I shocked? No, but am I a little bit surprised? Yeah, because they took her on stage. Everyone kind of felt like that was, and I know they've done that before. They've made announcement at Star Wars Celebrations, but it just felt like this one was pretty solid. They were going with a character that people have loved and seen. It's not like a new thing. But do I think that this could ever happen? I don't know anymore. Like, I think that once they kind of stop with the momentum on something, it doesn't really happen. Like, I don't know when something lost momentum. They said they don't have it after like 4 years in the making, and then like a year later, it was like we're moving forward. Like, has that happened?
Not offhand. I'm not saying it didn't, but there. I mean, you look at a movie like World War Z, which is a different type of thing, where it's like there's so many reshoots and other things that happen. You're like, I don't know, this movie's going to be a disaster, but it still was being shot. But as far as like what you're saying of it being announced, problems. I mean, the Patty Jenkins thing was another. Remember that too? The Patty Jenkins movie?
Yeah, of course.
Said, oh, that's back in development. It's back in development. No one's even mentioned that movie at all.
No, that's never happening.
What they should just say, and this is the same problem that Lucasfilm continues to have, is just be honest and say, look, here we were excited. We had a game plan that we were going forward with. We were going to do that movie. We couldn't get there. So instead, what we're doing currently is that Simon Kinberg is going to be writing a trilogy. And in one of those movies, our goal and our hope is that we can fit Rey into as the protagonist in one of those films. We'd all go, okay, well, then that's the plan. It's like, well, this might happen. This might happen. And look, I love Donald Glover. I love him. What are you guys doing? A Lando movie? What are you doing right now? How is that driving forward the story and the excitement for Star Wars again? He was the best part of Solo. He was the best part. He was great. He was a great Lando. And he's just a charismatic, great dude. Who's lining up the block to see a Lando movie right now? It's not 2017, right. What are you doing? Keep it as a Disney Plus movie, a theatrical released Lando movie when you have all these other ideas and things that you have. And this is broken record stuff. You've got all of these books and stories. Adapt them. A Lando movie? This is what what are we doing?
Yeah, I think that if they want to see longevity, the legacy characters should be sprinkled throughout, but they shouldn't be relied upon. What needs to be moving this ship forward is new stories, or whether they take that from the books or not, just something new that catapults a new era for Star Wars so that a new generation can be into it and the older generations can be like, okay, yes, something new that I can hold on to. Because right now it's like, for as much as people complain about James Gunn, it's like we're talking about DC, we're excited about the projects, we're interested in the least, because they got someone who was able to be like, this is what we're going to do creatively. Whether you disagree or not, it's better than not having a vision,
right,
and then announcing stuff and then it never happening.
Yeah, and there are two places at this point where Star Wars is. You either do what they're doing with Starfighter and build out past episode 9 and build new characters, build new stories, play off the lore that was there beforehand, and treat it as history the same way we treat the Romans or things that happened in the 60s. Whatever you can, it's part of the lore, it's part of the things, but you're building new characters, you're building things that were built off in the trilogy, and you're hopefully expanding it and making it better. That's the future. There are things, there's nothing to really compare it to, and you can build things out, good building block. Or go thousands of years into the past, where they mentioned in the thing, Filoni, from what I hear, I don't know, from what I hear, not a big old Republic guy. So instead, what do? They do the High Republic. Well, that landed like a fart in an elevator. Go off the Old Republic. People like it. And where's the other one is where's the Mangold movie? Where's that movie?
Right.
We're not hearing anything about that one. That's
nothing.
That puts you if that happens, if you do that movie, that's the first building block of saying, okay, we are setting up how this whole thing kind of went down, the formation of the Jedi and Sith and all that. If you're doing that, you're building out these kind of this in general, the history of it leading into, okay, the next movie is going to jump a little further, maybe 100 years, whatever it is. And you start to build out of the Old Republic. You can have the Sith Wars. You could have, people aren't going to want to see a Game of Thrones type battle with Sith and Jedi fighting with sabers on a battlefield of course they would, if you do it really big, huge, and epic, and you showed the way of how it eventually got to, you could lead into a Darth Bane storyline of how he then eliminated that whole thing. You can make movies for years in that era, 10, 15, 20 years. But instead, no, you know what? We got to panic. Who's a big star? Donald Glover. He wants to do Lando. Oh, well, what we did with Mandalorian season 3. Give him his movie now. Not TV show. Give him a movie. Yeah. That he's a star. He gets millions of views on YouTube too for his videos. Let's do it. It's so silly. It's so silly.
Yeah, instead of just the other conversation we brought up was the Fincher movie, and that I think makes more sense in terms of not necessarily, I don't know how they bring back Solo, but in terms of like we've been talking about for months, it's like the directors have the pull right now. I could understand them putting money into big directors who are having super accomplished projects and visions come to life. That I could understand, but what I would rather is just kind of them having a storyline that they're going off with, and then sprinkle in, go with the great directors, and then have your stars here and there. That's why I think the Ryan Gosling is that's why I think the Ryan Gosling's a good mix of like a great director, a big star, and then lesser known. Well, they have a pretty big cast, but they have some lesser known actors as well.
Yeah, it's a huge. Well, they're kind of building off of things, right? And it's like, and yes, they're not just reliant on just the star. They're building out the lore. That's why I'm telling you. Like, I still think, to me, the one that I'm anticipating the most is Starfighter, for the possibilities of the future of the brand. It's like, because people will say this and they will be wrong. When it comes to Mandalorian and Grogu, if it doesn't perform, there will be two ways you're wrong. If it doesn't perform, people are gonna go, oh, it's over. Star Wars is toast. Don't make any more. It's over. No one cares about Star Wars anymore. It's simply not the case. You're asking for Mandalorian and Grogu. You need those fans to show up with the TV show. You need it to make like $550 million. People will say if it doesn't make 700, 800, it's a failure. It's incorrect. Everybody, if you want to have those conversations, should be putting their eyes towards Starfighter and saying, okay, this is whether or not people are going to care anymore, because this is literally the future of the storytelling. This is they're setting it up here, and there's so much interesting stuff that could happen that you could then, as they're going to do the cameo with Rey, they should at least know what the hell movie they're making with her by the time they give her a cameo. If you're just throwing her in there to throw her in there and you don't know the future of what she's going to do, then it's the same old no plan. Well, they just want to see her. It'll be cool. You got to stop making movies like that in this galaxy. You just have to.
Yeah. I'm in agreement.
Yeah, guys, what do you make of it? What do you think? What do you think about the news? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you want to see a Lando movie. Is that one you want to line up for right away before they really do anything else? And the Rey movie. Are we shocked that this movie is on hold? Will it ever happen, or will it actually fold itself into the Kinberg trilogy, or will that trilogy not even happen? All right, let us know. Put your thoughts in there. We're sticking with Star Wars because this is kind of relevant to what Steph was just saying, but it's confusing because you would assume that Lando movie will probably cost, I don't know, 150, 200 million to make, right?
Yeah.
So part of the report on this story, hold on a second. This story is that Lucasfilm turned down a movie from David Fincher, and they're also following up with, will the hunt for Ben Solo now happen? So this is a new report revealing that Lucasfilm decided against moving forward with a Star Wars movie from David Fincher. And then there's also an update on whether the hunt for Ben Solo could now become reality. Earlier this week, Adam Driver revealed that he and filmmaker Steven Soderbergh were developing the hunt for Ben Solo. It's a follow-up to Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Unfortunately, Disney execs couldn't wrap their heads around Kylo's return, and the project was scrapped. Now, Jeff Schneider brings word that the House of the Mouse also decided against moving forward with a Star Wars movie from The Social Network and Fight Club director David Fincher. Report doesn't share many details other than this being a story set after Episode 9 that would have focused on an unnamed character from The Rise of Skywalker. The project was Fincher's idea, but talks fell through when Lucasfilm refused to give him final cut of the movie. Fincher got his start on Star Wars, where he worked as a crew member of Return of the Jedi. Lucas eyed him to direct The Force Awakens very early in its development, while Kathleen Kennedy produced his 2008 movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Fincher has since set his sights on a follow-up, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for Netflix. Back to the hunt for Ben Solo. When Jeff Snyder reached out to his sources about the timing of Driver's comments and whether they might be setting the stage for his return, he said, I was assured there are no plans for him to return to Star Wars, especially with Kennedy expected to step down from her post early next year. Star Wars fans have been very vocal about wanting this movie to happen, with many perplexed that the reasoning for it being scrapped is that it wouldn't make sense for Ben Solo to have survived. The Rise of Skywalker's entire premise had somehow Palpatine survived. Yeah, but everybody hated that. I love that people are using that as a reference. Like, oh, but they had Palpatine come back. Yeah, but everybody hated it the way that he came back. It doesn't make any sense. I always was interested in doing another Star Wars. This is the Driver stuff, and we covered this already. That part of it, Steph, I didn't understand when people were going, well, wait a minute, they did, but Palpatine came back. They can bring him back, because everybody hated how that happened.
Right.
Why would you reference that?
I think they were like, we would rather this and that, and you already did that with this, but it does fall into the same category of why do it. Yeah, I think what's more interesting is that there are these big directors that are interested in making Star Wars films. The Soderbergh one makes a little less sense, but it is like, I do understand why they won't want to be super controlled, and I think that's where Star Wars has part of the struggle, is where like these directors and writers want more of a say or a final cut on it, and they're unwilling to do that, and that's going to pose issues for a lot of people.
Yeah, it will be. And look, the thing with Fincher is that, as I brought up to you when I did that article, is that we were probably going to guess that the Lando movie will probably be in the range of like 170 to 200 million dollars. That's fair to say, right?
Yeah.
So Fincher, one of the other reports that wasn't mentioned here was that it was too expensive. They were worried about the budget, which, assuming, let's say it was 215, 220, right? Let's say 250 for David Fincher to do a movie. I think it is way more realistic that the reason why, and I believe the report, that it was the final cut aspect of it, because it would have been a David Fincher Star Wars movie, and they would be like, okay, what are we going to do? I do understand, as much as I would have said, give him final cut. We're going to get an Andor out of a movie. As much as I understand that and wish that it would have happened, as much as I like to, pile on them sometimes, I understand where the company has to say, we can't give you a final cut of our product. We can't. Yeah. We can't, because we're going in a different place. We can agree to disagree on certain things, where we can give percentages or stuff or wherever it might be, but we can't give you a final cut. We just can't do that. I hate to say it, but I get it. If it was Tony Gilroy doing a movie for Star Wars and he asked for it, I'd probably be more inclined to say, well, you saw what he did already. He gets it. He understands it. Give him final cut. He knows what he's doing, and we know where it's going. We don't know what Fincher's going to do with Star Wars. We don't even know if he gives a shit about Star Wars, except the fact that it's nostalgic to him because like he started that out on Return of the Jedi. So I would have loved to see that movie, but I also agree. This is another thing I wanted to ask you. We've had this conversation since you and I have known each other maybe 87,000 times. Kathleen Kennedy, rumored again to be leaving at the beginning of next year. Is this actually going to happen this time? Or is this just another, no, stop saying that she's going to be there until you and I are off this?
I think so. I've been saying this for a while. I do think that I feel like on her end of things, she has to have some sort of interest in leaving just because it's like, I don't think most producers want to stay to the same place forever. And especially because she's done it, she did it. It's not like she didn't give it a go. Like she's really had a legacy here. Like whether you like it or not, there is a Kathleen Kennedy legacy. So I think that it makes sense for all the reasons that it's would be a nice time to kind of transition, especially in this time where they're like not moving fully forward with a ton of projects. Get someone new in there, kind of really stick down your plan, like perhaps hopefully someone that pitched something that you really like too, kind of understanding the vision. Maybe they have a creative on board with them and then they can move forward in a completely different direction.
Yeah. I happen to agree with you. I think she's going to step down. There's good news and bad news with it for me, not for everybody else, but for me. The good news is I think that it's time for her to move on, do her own company, do her thing. I think that she hasn't put a movie out since 2019, and the last movie she did, well, a movie for Star Wars, and the last one she did was a major failure in Indiana Jones. She's got a bunch of TV wins. People just like to give Gilroy the credit here, but like she produced Andor, guys. So like, and it won some stuff, and it got a lot of accolades.
And he said that she was totally on board. Yeah.
So that doesn't mean enough to give you. She's had more losses than wins lately, as we were just talking about with all the directors and everybody that bails off of the projects left and right. It's time for her to go. And I think she knows that, and she's going to be stepped down. I think at this point, this isn't just like kind of rumors. These are one of those things like it's leading up, almost like casting news. It's leading up. Okay, so and so got cast. It's going to happen. Now, what part in the beginning of the year, I don't know. The unfortunate part is I definitely think Filoni's getting the job, and that's horrible for Star Wars. That is the worst thing that can happen for Star Wars. That if he gets that seat, the same type of stuff it's going to be a disaster for Star Wars. The brand will not. Well, I don't even know if it'll survive it, but it'll absolutely it might plummet. It might plummet if he takes over.
Yeah, because he's had so much say in the past couple of years, and it's not, I mean, they've had some wins, but generally there's like no clear direction. And if I think you're at any job for a few years with that much power, you should have moved it somewhere in a clear path.
Yeah. It's like it is absolutely 100% as much his blame with creatively as it is hers. People don't realize that he's been in that position for longer than it was announced. And we'll see what happens with Ahsoka. Maybe he's learned his lesson. I don't know. Maybe not. Look, and I've said this many times over. There were a few episodes of Mandalorian that he directed that I thought were phenomenal. Like phenomenal. Mm-hmm. The pilot was really he directed the pilot. The first episode he directed. I really liked that episode. He's directed some really good episodes. I don't know if he wrote those. And maybe he did. People can tell me, but I don't know if he wrote it. It's the stuff that he gets too much of he writing the whole season of Ahsoka by himself in season 2. That gives me no hope. And then him taking over and being in charge of actually what movies are being greenlit. Holy shit. That's terrible. That's terrible. We're just gonna have cartoons. That's it. That's it. It's gonna be cartoons, or live action cartoons with horrendous writing. He didn't direct the pilot. I thought he did. Was that Favreau directed the pilot? Maybe you guys are
I know
right.
he directed at least like 4 episodes in the first season.
Yeah, no, they might be right.
3, and they were good. There was only one that wasn't my favorite, but then the other ones were really good.
Yeah, they're Filoni. No, see, what are you talking about? Why don't people just type stuff? He did direct the pilot. Directed episode 1. Stop it. What did he say? Maybe he said he didn't write it. Oh, he said he didn't. No, he said he didn't direct it. Yes, he did. He directed the pilot. Stop that.
There you go.
Yeah, he directed the pilot, and I think he did a good job. And he did. He directed 1 and directed 3. Go look it up, guys. It's Google's right, and you literally have it at your fingertips. It's right there. That's what I did. You type in who directed the chapter 1, The Mandalorian. It's a guy by the name of Dave Filoni. Come on. Anyway, curious about what you think about all of it. The Fincher stuff, the Kennedy stuff, all that and more. Let's get to our final story today before we get into our questions. And that is something I'm going to do a reaction to the first Welcome to Derry episode. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to record it today so I can get it by Sunday. Well, the reviews are in for that show. And here are the reviews. The Welcome to Derry reviews are in. So, reviews are in for Welcome to Derry, the new HBO Max spinoff of the 2-film adaptation of the Stephen King novel. The project serves as a prequel unfolding in the early 60s in a period before Pennywise goes into hibernation and reemerges in the 1980s in the first film. Taylor Page, Jovan Adepo, Chris Chalk, James Remar, Stephen Ryder, Madeline Stowe. Oh, Madeline Stowe's in this? Love Madeline Stowe. And Rudy Mancuso star, while Bill Skarsgård is reprising his role as Pennywise. On Rotten Tomatoes, the series is at 80% with 30 reviews. Sampling of the reviews. Let's see if there's any names that I know in there. No. Masterfully woven and terrifying tale about the origins of the monstrous Pennywise the Clown. The show may be set in the past, but its times have never echoed louder today. Telling a story episodically provides far more room to breathe and grow if done well. And Welcome to Derry, that extra narrative real estate brings to life not just the titular town, but the overlooked people who populate it. Let's see. Welcome to Derry rests in the category of unnecessary prequels that are engaging enough for fans, but fall short of expanding the universe in any meaningful way. Let's see, last one here. An engine fueled by filling in the blanks isn't built to last, and these dots, once connected, prove tacky and sour. So there's mix there, it seems like, from both the reviews that we read there. But Steph, do you have any interest in Welcome to Derry? You've seen it, chapter 1 and 2, yes?
I've seen chapter 1. It was so scary to me. It was very, very scary that I don't think I have interest in this, but I was kind of waiting to see what the general public was saying about it, what the pop was saying. It seems like it's good. Like I saw good reactions to the first episode, that it wasn't like perfect, but it was enough to keep people interested. So I don't know though. It seems really scary to me.
I'm curious. Like I said, I'm glad that
let me know.
I will. I got the screeners for it, and I'm going to be checking them out. The beauty of it is that they come out week to week and not just dump into one. I hate when they do the dump, so it gives me time to like watch one episode and give myself some time to do it. So I'm interested in doing it. Interested in seeing it. I'm going to tape my reviews also for the 2 movies I saw. I saw Bruce. I did my out of the theater on that one. I didn't get my out of the theater reaction up on Regretting You, so I'm just going to do a combined review of the Bruce movie and Regretting You. Put that up today. So, and then I'll get to Welcome to Derry. And I like what they did here when they were smart, because it always reminds me of like Bumblebee, which just says Bumblebee. Didn't say Transformers Bumblebee. Maybe it does now, but I don't think it did back in the day. This says It. Okay, it's It. And it's Welcome to Derry. So I know it. I know the brand. It's not just some random name, and you don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I love Skarsgård in this role, though, so I'm very excited for it.
He is great. It's true. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Hello, Judgy. All right. The thoughts on this one. You're going to check it out. Welcome to Derry. Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. We're going to get to your questions in just a moment. You want to keep me and Steph on the show here today. We're looking to top 107, I think, is the is the goal. We need to hit 107 right now at 26. I'm going to tell you guys real quick about our friends over at Rougiette and Strawberry, and then we'll be right back. I'm going to paint a scenario for you. I want you to picture a bald eagle, which is standing on top of a silverback gorilla, and that's riding on top of a T-Rex. What do you think you call that? You know what you call it? Confidence. Pure confidence. And that's the kind of confidence that you need in the bedroom for that next level wolf riding besides a velociraptor in a Lamborghini through outer space type of experience. You like that? So do I. That is where Rougiette's Go Long comes in. It's not just another ED pill. It's a confidence game changer. Go Long combines 2 doctor-trusted medications in one dual-action formula to help you get hard and go the distance. Hell yeah. Plus, the effects last for up to 36 hours. That means that you can feel confident all day and night and then some on the next day, too. Getting started, it's simple. Connect with a board-certified doctor, 100% online at rugiet.com. If prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly to your door. Ready to level up your confidence in the bedroom? You head on over to rugiet.com. Use my promo code Kristian, 15% off your first order. That is rugiet.com. Use that code Kristian. Make sure to use my code so they know that I sent you. One of the things I've really been excited to talk to you guys about is strawberry.me. It really is getting past the fact that everybody has a job. You want to turn a job into your career. And this is a plan of action in order to do it. Everybody knows that you got to have a job. But a lot of people, most people want a career. It's not just something that's going to get you some cash in the bank account, but it's something that's going to make you feel good about what you're doing and you accomplish something. So if you feel like you're stuck in your job and you want to level up on your career, you really should start checking out strawberry.me. It's a career coaching service, and it helps you move up the ladder. It'll help you if it's trying to get better pay, land your job in your industry that you're passionate about. You take a quiz, and then strawberry.me is going to match you with a career coach that's best suited to help you achieve your goals. And for me, I sat down, had a conversation, and really started to analyze a lot of the things that I have done, will do, want to do, and it puts it in perspective, and it worked tremendously. You want to back and forth. You look at, okay, this is a job. This is my career. This is the thing that pays the bills. This is the thing that I'm confident about, that I like going to every day, that I want to make work. So you got to be accountable for this stuff. And it's so important and so easy to put off important career moves without somebody to keep you on track. And that's what strawberry.me does. So head on over to strawberry.me/Kristian and claim that special offer and get started today. That is strawberry.me/Kristian. Stop settling. Start building the career that you actually want. That's right. Both Strawberry, me, and Rougiette. Make sure you sign up. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of good stuff here today, Steph. I'm giving people options.
Yeah, you are. The range is there.
See what I'm saying? Okay, listen. We have 28 thus far. You got a journey ahead of you.
Yep.
But it's you. So I think that you can do it.
Don't count me out.
I never count you out. All right. Here is the deal. We're going to start right now. We're going to double check. You guys going to keep your questions coming. It can be about anything, by the way. It could be about any of the topics we talked about today. It could be about any questions in general. Anything you want to. So you want to ask us, Steph, about her reactions that she's doing. You want to ask her about her channel. You want to ask about the pilot. Whatever it might be. We want you guys to have a conversation. So let's do it. All right. Starting with, again, 29. And here we go. Okay. It was quite a while before we got our first question. I'm waiting to, I'm going through the, I don't know when they posted it. I like when Luke posts the show early, and he did that today. So it gives people some time to build up the questions. Our first one, I believe, is I am Two Fly Cam, who says 80% of the news from Star Wars is bad now. It's sad to see. It's, and I don't think it's always their intent that that's the case,
Right. No, I don't think so either. I think they're just like, we're updating the people, but it's sad because everyone wants.
People want to be excited about it again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't be excited about it again until you know what your product is. we don't know what their product is. We don't know.
Right.
They haven't had a movie since God knows how long, and it's like I said it. I said this to Roka. I said it to him on the air, and I said it to him, off air. And God bless them for still doing the Jedi way and whatever it was too. It's like when I was doing Star Wars shows, there was news that was coming out all of the time that we were discussing. There were things that were, I mean, even when we were doing Sith Council, it was like, okay, there's news, there's shows, there's things that were, and there was always enough for a show where it wasn't just criticisms. It's exhausting to just like everything. It's like, it really goes back to bad leadership.
Yep.
Yeah. Ralph Fincher, David Fincher, the director of Seven, Fight Club, Zodiac, Social Network, Gone Girl. They said no to Fincher. So fireable offense to me. I mean, listen, I get it. I get it. But the question again is, what was the story? And it's not easy to give up Final Cut, especially on a brand right now. I mean, maybe because of the position that you are in, that you just say, the hell with it. It's David Fincher. Let's do it. But Steph, would they have, this is something we didn't cover. Would they have found themselves in the same position, though, that they are with TV right now? Because everybody just wants to do Andor, and Filoni, I don't give a crap what anybody says. He had little to do with that show at all. And wasn't a massive, at least for the first season. And everybody wants to do that. And nobody wants to do Ahsoka. Everybody wants to do Andor. So if they're making their movies and then Fincher does a one-off and does like a great Fincher movie, do they find themselves in that same position? Is that what they kind of said? I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like it's more so the Final Cut, but definitely could see the possibility of someone creating a one-off that's so good, and then everyone kind of wants that, but you can't get it again because it was the one-off created by that director.
Right. And that's again showing what's your vision. Right? Because if your vision is, we just want to make people make Star Wars stories. And there's no trilogies, there's none of those things, it's just Star Wars stories. Remember the most comical thing, I feel like we're the only ones that ever bring this up. The most comical thing that I saw was the announcement that had come out. We're not making trilogies anymore. And then they announced the slate like 2 days later. And there's Simon Kinberg's trilogy.
It's all trilogies.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was like, it was hilarious. Orca 447. When Warner Brothers gets sold, what happens to the films that they make with Legendary, like Dune and Godzilla? If Legendary doesn't want to work with the new owner of WB, what happens there? Who keeps the IP? I think that they have a contract with WB. So all of WB's contracts goes with whoever buys them. So, if they say, Legendary has a contract with us, well, our contract is now yours. That's and I'm sure there's something inside of it every single time. If the company gets sold, this and this, who knows? But I do think that particular, I think Legendary will be fine with making movies with whoever the new leadership is. I don't know, Steph, how do you see it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Legendary has, I don't know them personally enough, but it feels like they don't have like serious vested interest in who's paying them.
Right. I think Legendary will be A-okay. Ralph, it's okay. Star Wars is beneath David Fincher right now. Anyways, super stoked for his Cliff Booth movie written by Tarantino. F the Baby Yoda movie. I'm not going to go so far as say Baby Yoda movie. I'm looking forward to. What I want to see from that Mandalorian Grogu movie stuff is I just want to go, and the way that I felt about seasons 1 and 2, like when you got a really good episode of that show, that's all I want to see. I want to see. I'm gonna have. It's my other show. You can go to cornbreadhemp.com/DTE, and I'm going to take a gummy. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to say, you know what? This is a good TV show. Good episode of a TV show. I'm digging it. That's what I'm hoping to get.
I feel very similarly. I hope it's just like a good time. I can maybe my nephew should be old enough by then, and he doesn't care about what happened before, to see it, and that would be awesome. So I hope it's just a good time. I don't expect to be blown away by it, and it doesn't need to do that.
Yeah, it just needs to satisfy the viewers of 1 and 2 and get them in there, and not do Lizzo and Jack Black stuff.
I do hope that my one thing with Mando that is like kind of nitpicky, but honestly I don't think it is in terms of the amount of money Star Wars has. It's just like with Mando specifically, they'll have like the Mandalorian village and Carl Weathers town, and it's like 20 people. And I'm like, I need the background actors.
Right. It's
I need,
true. Yeah.
I need you guys to build the town for me because this is like all we have right now. So
100%.
can I see at least 100 people?
That's a very good point. It's a very good point. How do you feel about the fact that Theo Von and Burt Kreischer were casting it?
Were they?
No.
Oh my God. I would be like, Theo Von is on a legendary run for being like a fucking like, I think he's funny, but like it is like crazy how he's on a legendary run. That would have been crazy.
What's he been doing right now? Is he?
Well, it just feels like he has such it feels like he had such a niche audience, but he's kind of just like blown up just being himself. And it's surprising, but I mean, it shows you what authenticity can get you.
Totally. Yeah, I know. I remember Theo back from the Comedy Store days. He was always very
funny. Like
he was always very nice to me.
Yeah, he seems like a nice dude who's just like learning about the world.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Mike Joyce, James Gunn may get fired no matter what. He's a liberal, and Warner Brothers may fire him to appease Trump to get deal approved more easily. I don't think it works like that, Mike. It's it's one of these things where, hey, he's in. Don't like his point of view. You're fired. Now, I'm not going to say that's not in the mindset, but if you do it that way right away, that's going to cause. That'll cause a backlash right away. What you've got to do is say, they're allowed to say, okay, James, we're taking a contract. They can make his life hell and basically officer and gentleman him and try to make him quit, or just don't renew his contract, but just firing him right off the bat. I don't know. I don't know if that happens.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy also because James Gunn does a very good job of, I feel like, just focusing on his work and then kind of putting his point of view through his work in a very artistic way. He's not like as loud as, like, let's say a Mark Ruffalo, where you're like very clear where he stands as a person in politics. And so I think, there's Trump thinks he's part of the rebellion in Star Wars. Like, I think he would have to like really look into gun stuff to kind of see that.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll happen. Johnny Patrizia, who's your favorite henchman? Not in a Bond film, but does henchman have to be bad guy? Because I would say Chewbacca. Chewbacca's kind of a henchman. But he's not a bad guy though. He's just a sidekick.
Favorite henchman.
Yeah. I have to really look into that.
Yeah, that's an odd one. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good one, but I haven't. I don't think Chewbacca would be considered a henchman. So I don't know. I have to look. I have to look into that.
Maybe Fennec.
Yeah, she's kind of a but she turned good too. Yeah. Jalen Frazier. I watched the interview James Gunn was referring to if he'll be the one writing or directing certain key moments, or what other writers, directors will be getting the chance to put forth key moments themselves. I mean, that's also a good way to put it. It's actually another great way to put it, right? Good point by Jalen, and should be addressed. That maybe he wasn't referring to whether or not he was going to be there at all. Maybe he was referring to whether or not he was going to be the one. He's like, I have all these things of what I want to do, but I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm getting burnt down. I'm going to give it to so-and-so and let them run with the ball. That's certainly possible. I don't think that's the case because of what he said with the future and that stuff. I think he was referring to other stuff, but it's a point that should be taken, Jalen, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next one after that. Again, 57 right now with a new member, Mr. XD. Steph with the Vancouver hoodie. Nice.
I need to take a trip. I haven't actually. I'm kind of like a faker right now.
Oh, you never been? Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Me either.
But I hear it's like, if you go at the right weather time, it's
supposed to be beautiful. Yeah,
nature.
Well, Mr. XD, it looks like we have a live stream scheduled for tomorrow, but I think we might have to move that to today. It might be like an impromptu one with me and Luke, and then next week will be me and PLD because moving a bunch of stuff around this week. Trey Wharton, Christian baby girl. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Trey.
Baby girl.
Hey, Mr. CJ, Utah. Get me too. Steph doesn't know that yet. She will.
Not yet.
She will. Lisa Evers. Gunn always tries to debunk thing. He's lying. tries to debunk things. He's lying. Who said that? Gunn didn't. He's lying. I don't know what you're talking about. Gunn didn't respond to rumors. We want him to. There must be something there. Hilarious. No, Lisa. That's not what. Lisa is a huge Gunn advocate, which is cool, but no, it's not what we're saying. It's
I love
the fact
Gunn
that
too, Lisa.
Yeah, it's the fact that he's responding to stuff normally, and when it comes to this particular topic, this is one that you would respond to.
Oh.
And when there's a lot of other things that are happening in this particular potential, he's thinking about it. As I said a billion times in this broadcast, a billion times, there's a very good shot that this company does not get sold. His contract gets signed, and that's it. And this is all nothing. But he's thinking about it because that's what happens in the corporate world. It is very possible your business that you work for or could get bought. And the next thing you know, you don't know if you have a job. So yes, you would respond to it. So Lisa, I don't think you're as tied into this. And the gotcha moment that you tried to do there, it kind of stinks to high heaven and is pretty terrible. Okay. Next one after that. You should have seen the show yesterday, Steph. I've lost my patience with this. Battery. Kylo is only interesting by his lineage. Stay dead. Yeah, I mean they ruined that whole thing when they brought him back to when they brought him good again. They should have followed the Trevorrow thing. Alex. Ellison will buy Disney before that Rey movie comes out. Kidding? But am I though? No, I don't. Oh, we'll buy Disney? No, buy Disney. He's not. There's no world that Disney will sell to him.
Disney's not selling.
Not to him. I don't think so. I think no. You got a better shot of them selling to Apple. Johnny Patrizia, give me Starkiller and Cal on the big screen. I'd love to see that too. That would be shocking. Like if you're going to do all those types of things in that era, why isn't and Filoni? I don't know. He like punishes Sam Witwer. I don't get it. Why doesn't he put him in a live action thing? He really should. Really should. Kelly Kidd and Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson's back. Where's Derek been? I haven't seen Derek in forever. But they're battling. They're battling here. We'll get into.
I know. I love you guys. Derek is doing what I need him to do, which is send in separate.
Oh, they're Well, no, they're battling. I'll show you what they're battling. This is crazy town between Kelly Kidd and Derek. What they're doing right now. I'll pay to watch a Lando orgy film. I guess. All right, battery. That's fair. We're at 67 so far. Alex, I'm making my first official prediction. Mando and Grogu will do middling numbers at the box office. I think 500 million or less. What say you? Well, that's not middling numbers in general, 500, because of the budget. The budget's only like 140 or something. So 500 is actually a pretty good profit for a 140 movie. Now, if it was a $250 million movie, 500 is middling, for sure. I also think it's going to make about 500, 550. That's top. If it hits 6, I'd be very surprised if it goes past 6. Very surprised. There's people, saw some guys say like 2 billion. I said, I would love to bet that guy everything for the rest of the day of my life.
Yeah.
If someone thinks that movie make $2 billion. If that movie makes $2 billion, I will eat this on air. I will eat this on air. There is no world where that movie even approaches $1 billion.
$2 billion is crazy talk.
No, people just don't know the business. So what do you think it'll make, Steph?
Yeah, I would say like 500 to 700.
Yeah, in that range. 7 would be a big win for them.
Yeah.
Armada. Hey, Willie! We need a Mark Ellis as Alf movie. How familiar are you with Alf?
Not familiar.
You know who he is, though?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, my God. Alf the puppet? So
I know
it's
Elf.
before your time. No, oh, my God. Hey, Willie! I'm from Melmac. Yeah, let's see. All right. Steph, what do horses eat?
Hey.
Willie! Battery. Palp's baby mama is Sigourney Weaver. I hear. Thoughts? What?
Battery.
No. That's not true.
What's going on?
Armada. Giant's helmet guy and Barnaby in your series? No, they will not be. So do you know the stories of Barnaby for sure? I've told
yes,
you.
Of course.
Did I tell you that when I was at my birthday party, Barnaby was like, I want to come on your show. And I go,
oh my gosh.
I said pre-taped. I said, I'll do it pre-taped. He goes, why not? Why not live? I go, because do you think I just met you? I've known you for a very long time. I do not want my entire business to be shut down within seconds. So but that, and then, the Giants helmet, hey, listen, I got a story for you. One time I took a shit in a Giants helmet and buried it in the backyard. I'm a Cowboys fan. So, but that's a whole other story. No, they will not be in the pilot. But
perhaps later in the season.
Maybe later in the season. I'm so now this is maybe this. I have like a very strong feeling. I feel like if we film this pilot stuff, I think we have a very good shot of going to series.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because
that's a really good.
The things that you and Roxy said, very nice things. Roxy said that I guess she was talking to you and some other people too, but you because you guys both read it, but she said a few people in our circle asked if the pilot was good, and she goes, "Don't be offended by this." I said it was surprisingly really good, and I said I'm not offended by it. She said, but what she meant was that it wasn't just like a well-written thing. She's like, this is something I could see on television.
Yeah, for sure.
And something, and obviously coming from you guys, that's a big compliment.
For sure.
Alex, I'm doubling down on my bid to be head of Lucasfilm. I promise I won't announce any movies that don't exist. Let's start a grassroots campaign. Go ahead, go for it, and do it.
I'm into it.
Yep. Let's do it. All right, next one. Shay Markel, what's up? Kristian and Steph, what's up, Shay? How you doing? Hey. Let's see. Next one after that is Mark Long. Tuesday's episode not on Spotify yet. Yeah, I know. I had to. So what happened? That stupid Amazon thing that happened. That they would shut everything down on Monday. Like there was a weird thing that was going on. It wouldn't allow me to upload my episode from Monday. So Monday's episode got uploaded on Monday, and then yesterday's episode it was a mess. So I'll get Tuesdays up there. It'll probably be Tuesdays will wind up probably landing on the weekend. There's a possibility now. I just got a text. I might have to miss Capes again tomorrow, which I'm bummed about because I really like doing it with them. But my thing that I was supposed to do today is going to happen tomorrow now. So
yeah, now Winston's engaged.
I know, a lot of crazy stuff. All right,
awesome.
Shay Markel. Okay, Kristian, in regards to how much creative control studio gives creators, has working on the pilot influenced your perspective at all? Not necessarily this. Remember, I worked in the studio system, so like and again, 2005 to 2008 is a lot different than today, but you see there's, depending on who the creator is, how much control they get. And I love Roxy to death, but she was just not right in how normally studio do not have that much creative control in what the studios are making. They have the control on the budgets of things. Like, so if I hired Steph's production company on my business, and and her production company has an office on my lot, and so they said, this is the movie we're going to make. We're making this movie. Take a look at the script, and what do you think about this in general? Right? Okay, we're into it. And they'll go through, and there's certain times, depending on what it is, like there are certain movies, and this did happen for like when I was there at Silver. There were times where Warner Brothers wouldn't be into something because they just didn't think they could sell it. And they didn't know. But Star Wars is a Star Wars brand. So this is a particular story inside of Star Wars. It's not like they're just coming up with, well, we want to do Star Wars. What? You want to do a Star Wars movie? That's crazy. It's like whatever their creative story is, the fact that they were shot down by the head of the studio was pretty different, I thought, anyway. But as far as working on the pilot, no, what I've found on working on the pilot is, because remember, this is a smaller thing. Plus, I don't even know what my budget is yet. What I found with right away was that even though you have to concede certain things, and you also have to trust in who you have. Like there were certain things that I had in my head that I thought would work really well for it. Maybe a joke or something too, that you have to listen the same way that I listen to you guys with certain things too, and things that you say. And there was a particular joke that Steph, Roxy, and then two of the people on the team that both the director, well, one of the producers really, who said, funny joke, don't know if it really fits here. And I said, well, that really happened to me. They said, it might have happened to you. Just don't necessarily know if it fits right here. So you listen and you get rid of it and you come up with something else. And that's what we did. And there was even something else. Like there was a whole, I mean, I can say this now because it's not in the show, but there's a whole opening scene, and it must have been 3 or 4 pages stuff at the comedy club. And I love that scene. The scene's great. It's a great scene. It sets up the history of the characters and everything else too. But we ultimately thought, and truth be told, I thought about this even when we wrote it, it could be its own episode. You know, like you go back into if you establish establish these characters well enough that people care, by the time you get to episode 5, you can go back there and then you see, oh, that's how they got there at that point. So you make concessions. And Steph, you know about that too from writing stuff.
Yeah. You don't go into it thinking everything's gonna get made.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Next one after that. And thank you, Shay. Mando Ruiz. Hey, Steph, have you seen Conan the Barbarian or Clockwork Orange or Soul Man?
No.
You haven't seen all 3 of those?
No.
Okay. Well, Conan is an Arnold movie, so that one we'll probably have to. We'll probably do. Clockwork Orange is a crazy movie.
Yeah, I've heard about it forever.
It's a crazy movie, and it's a great movie. Soul Man, I don't know if we can watch Soul Man. Do you know the premise of Soul Man?
No.
C. Thomas, this is a movie that only been made in the 80s. C. Thomas Howell I think the premise is essentially he wants to get into this college, but he can't do it as a white guy. So he pretends he's a black guy, and he paints himself up in blackface and everything too. And for the whole movie, it's
I'm looking this up. That's actually crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see the premise of Soul Man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a wealthy white college student. He pretends to be black to receive a full scholarship to Harvard after his father cuts off his financial support. He takes tanning pills and wears a perm to achieve this deception. But the film explores the moral and legal ramification of his action. Tanning is what he does.
It is actually crazy.
It's crazy. There's no world where that.
I can't believe this exists.
No, there's no world that anybody would even. You won't get in trouble for even pushing play to watch it. Brandon, yesterday's show was great. Thank you, Brandon. I was overwhelmed with work and life stuff, and your show had me laughing so hard. I was in tears. It's up there with You Don't Know Shit and So Sorry, Lex. Thank you. Yeah, I was in another one. I was going to send you, Steph. I was going to send you the a time code for it because it was pretty. It was.
You were on one.
Yeah, I was on one for sure. but the ones that the kind of the mood that you like though. So I'll send it to you. Yeah. Shay Markel, I was going to recommend Chad Powers to you, but I saw someone mention it here on yesterday's show. It's not a must watch, but I genuinely laughed out loud. Have you watched that show, Steph?
No, I haven't. I do want to see it though.
Okay.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Steph, you're getting close. You're at 83. That's crazy.
Okay, guys.
You jumped to 83 with a half an hour left to get to 107. You might at 83 right now, you might far surpass. Cali Kid, 2-part question. What's your favorite pizza? Well, if I have to have a topping, it's usually it's probably mushrooms. But I usually just go for the cheese slice. What is your favorite ice cream? Peanut butter chocolate. How about you, Steph?
Okay.
Both questions.
I really like fresh basil. Like if you just douse it in fresh basil.
Yeah, that's yummy.
Favorite ice cream. Probably just like a good old cookie dough.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
That was probably that'd be in my range as well. There are people putting in some big super chats here today.
I know. Thank you, guys. I feel like that should count for something.
It might. Tom Hanks rewatched Sinners last night. Sammy, it's my favorite movie.
So good.
When Jack O'Connell screams Sammy, it's the absolute best.
Yeah.
Okay, so here he is, starting from the first. Here he's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
He's back. He was missing in action. Derek Johnson showing kicks open the door with his dick hanging out with $150 super chat and says,
Period.
Throwing some support. Thank you, Derek. Unfortunately, I've been super busy. Have a great show week. Derek, I was going to reach out to you anyway, because I know you had mentioned to me when I was starting the pilot, we're getting it close. I for sure, I think it was Derek. I feel like it was Derek, that on one of the tiers on the Kickstarter, we are going to be adding like people being able to visit the set, people coming to, behind the scenes stuff too. So we're adding so many different things, and I will absolutely be sending that your way, because I'd love to actually meet Derek in person as well.
Yeah, hell yeah, Derek.
Support, says Derek. Derek came in hot. And then Go Pal. Do either of you drive Shift? Yes, that's my first car. My first car was taught. My dad taught me how to drive Shift when I was my first car ever. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I drove them for so long that I haven't driven one in a long time, but I'm pretty sure it sticks with you.
I've always wanted to learn. I just never have.
Yeah. You are in luck today because Derek Johnson is coming in hot. Ralph.
Yeah, thank you, Derek.
Hey, Steph. He blushes. Nice, Ralph.
Hi.
More support. And then a Kelly Kid, not to be beat, just does a hello sign with a $1.99. Kelly Kid coming in.
Hi, Kelly Kid. Jeez.
There are battles happening today. Look at this. So then you got Derek Johnson with some support. Derek Johnson with some support. I want to make sure that, there's other thing that I didn't miss, because that would make me upset. Give me a second, because I feel like there was something else. I don't want to miss it. Give me a second, guys. Okay. So the first one we had was throwing support. Derek. Okay. Kelly Kid. So no, we're right. Okay. I'm on track. So then Johnny Patrizia, Steph, Full Metal Alchemist, or Attack on Titan?
Oh, I think Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But if we're just saying that, then Attack on Titan.
Thank you, Derek. I'm just going to highlight all of Derek's because he's been coming in hot with these. Seattle
you, Derek.
KO, what's your favorite alcohol beverage of choice? These days, a glass of Pinot. I like to enjoy with my meal. I'm not a big drinker anymore.
Same. I really don't drink at all. I'll have like a nice scotch with my dad on a rare occasion.
Right.
But a glass of wine probably.
I like enjoying I whether it's with a steak or a bowl of pasta. When I go out to a restaurant, I'll get a glass of wine. But I'm not a big drinker these days. I mean, I used to drink like when I was like, and if I'm going out, like I had on my birthday, I was drinking like Kettle and soda. That's what I was drinking, but that's not too fancy. Shay Markel, how do you guys feel about Apple TV is currently carrying the sci-fi genre on their backs right now? For years, it's been the number one platform for my sci-fi fix. There's so many sci-fi ones, Shay, that I need to see. I still haven't watched Silo.
Oh yeah,
great,
I
right?
love Silo. Yeah, I do. I know that Apple TV has some bangers for sure, Shay. It's like I keep counting them out and then I keep going back to them, and I'm like, why am I doing that?
Yep.
They've definitely established themselves.
It's true. They have. I really want to see it. All right, Derek Johnson again. Thank you, Derek. Crushing. That's so Derek. Yeah, I'm excited to tell Derek, because I don't think Derek's been out of the show, like so out of the live show, so he doesn't really know too much about the pilot yet. So I'm excited to tell him more about it. As I had mentioned to him. Oh, look at this. Now Derek coming in super hot again.
Damn.
Derek is coming in not to be outdone by the Cali Kid. Derek says, look at that. You guys are crushing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Michael, support for Steph. Love the hoodie.
Thank you.
More support from Derek. And then we say, I am too like him. Chewie's no henchman, Harloff. How dare you? That's fair. That's fair. I took it back when I said it. Shay Markel, Cheddar Bob is my favorite henchman. Yeah, but again, if Chewie's not a henchman, then I guess Cheddar Bob isn't either. Right, from 8 Mile. Yeah. Alex, problem with shooting on the volume is 100 background actors don't fit. Yeah. I gave a whole presentation to someone on how the volume is hurting film TV. Yeah, because they get dependent on it.
Yeah.
They get dependent
and then if the whole village is in that already, then it's hard to replicate. Yep, I can see that. Because it's like, why would you do that? That makes sense.
It's true. Derek, thank you. Cali Kid says, okay, Derek, hold my beer. What's your favorite Hitchcock movie? The Birds. Probably.
I don't know if I've seen Hitchcock movies.
Oh man, Steph, we have a long adventure ahead of us, you and I.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
More support from DJ. I like that new profile picture, DJ. It's a good one. Looking good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so more there, and again, haven't seen him in a bit. Super Adam Cox Kristian. Yesterday's show was especially hilarious. Thank you. There was most people, 98% of you got it. Yesterday was the wrong time to be messing with me though, because like I was in a mood. There was somebody who was just like, nope, this isn't my speed. They didn't even say anything wrong. I banned them from the channel. I was in that kind of mood yesterday where it was like someone said, was it right to do that? No, absolutely not, but I didn't care. And then someone else said, what was it? This was that first news read was painful to listen to. Banned. They're gone.
Oh my God.
Threw them out. I was having a blast doing it. I was just that version of me yesterday was the wrong person to mess with.
Yeah.
I was just tossing people out, and
your variant came through.
But I was laughing like the Joker when I was doing it. It was hilarious. Hey, yeah.
I support it.
Derek Johnson, thank you. What are you doing for Halloween? My kids will be doing stuff for Halloween. I'll be with them. That's it.
I'm gonna be with my nephew.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be Mau Mau from Apothecary Diaries.
Nice.
Yeah.
More support. Big support here from Derek. Look at that, Derek. Crushing.
Thanks, Derek.
Yeah. And then Jack Lewis coming in. What you guys are really just so. I'm so thankful. How much of the Mandalorian success do you attribute to Favreau versus Filoni? I tend to give Jon Favreau more credit because the show were on things I did like tend to resemble Filoni's writing that's more cartoonish, my personal opinion. I think, look, as much of a kind of a harsh critic I have been for Filoni, I think you have to give them both credit for the success in the beginning of the show, because Favreau wanted to do a Boba Fett show to start. That's what he wanted to do. And Filoni said, well, we can't do a Boba Fett show. Let's do this. And they talked about it together, and they collaborated it, and they worked very well. And Dave taught Favreau a lot about Star Wars. Favreau taught Filoni a lot about filmmaking. And it worked. The episode 3, I think, was Filoni's first one I didn't like, actually. And that did feel very cartoonish. So the writing wise, I would blame Filoni towards the end, because Favreau kind of bailed. And from what I heard, I didn't really hear Filoni was around too much on season 3. So I don't know. Who you blame? Who do you blame? Not blame. I guess success. Who do you give credit to?
Yeah, I get both.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just feel like they both have been super. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. More from Derek. Thank you, Steph. I think you're gonna and you didn't even know who you were going up against today, did you?
No.
Me. You're gonna.
Oh.
You're gonna beat
that
me.
Guy.
You're gonna beat me. You're at 103. You're gonna beat me.
That's awesome, guys.
Yeah, you're 103.
Hell yeah, I need this.
Yeah, I know. A single win without Roka would be good. Mike Joyce, $100 donation is a shot of beer, right, Steph? Is that for
God.
your channel?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't even own beer.
Who does a shot of beer?
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
It's a shot on the World Girls, but
yeah. Well, if you didn't know who he was before, you definitely know. You don't know who Gordon Shumway is, do you?
No.
That's Alf. Yeah. Hey, Willie.
That's Alf.
Alex, happy to watch live. What's up, Alex? I haven't been able to as of late. Looking forward to Steph watching Kindergarten Cop. Oh yeah, we'll be doing that. That might be. Is that one next? Because we're not really going in order.
No.
I don't know yet. I don't know which one we're going to do next.
You could put a vote up.
That's true. Hey, Luke, if Luke's watching, can you put a vote on which Arnold movie we should do next? Let's throw Conan, the Barbarian in there. Kindergarten Cop. You've seen True Lies?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kindergarten Cop, Twins, and then I'm missing one. Which there's another one that you haven't seen. That's a really good one. Shoot, what was it? Let's say Eraser. Put Eraser in there, but I know I'm missing one. Okay, Cali Kid. Just throwing in another for Cali Kid again. Cali Kid has been a big Thursday supporter here. Thank you, Cali.
Thank you, Cali Kid.
Casey Grant, go Steph. You gotta beat that other guy. Well, I think they're gonna do it. She's at 106.
Let's go, guys. Let's go.
With 30 minutes to go. Now,
incredible.
Can Steph hit the coveted 200? That'd be crazy. Eclipse. If a director, writer refuses to give the fans what they're begging for, they shouldn't get a say. Filoni or whoever not liking the Old Republic shouldn't be reason enough for it not to be done. I agree with you. But, the thing is, when you're the head of creative, and then if you're running Lucasfilm, you're never going to see Old Republic. Because he thinks that, it's not what George liked. And don't get me started. Will Dumas. Does A24 and Lions get bought after Warner Brothers? Oh man, that's a good call. I mean, I don't know if they have enough to offer in the way that Warner Brothers and like Disney and all that they do,
Yeah, I don't think A24 at least. I feel like they like being able to have full control.
Right.
But I'm not sure about Lionsgate.
Beto Power. Paramount owns South Park, and this season has mocked Trump more than any other show movie out there. If they fire Gunn, it's not because of politics.
Well, they had already signed a deal.
Right. They had already signed a deal beforehand.
And so that's tough. That's tough for them. They already had that deal in place, and a ton of people watch South Park.
No, Soul Style will not break your heart. I love the original 1982 Conan movie. Love that movie, for sure. Okay, let's see. Casey Grant had 3 separate theaters showing The Last Dragon, Scream, and Fright Night last night. How cool is that? At the same time, one day only. I couldn't decide which one to go to. Well, I'm always picking The Last Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm always picking The Last Dragon. And then Scream is the best movie out of the 3 of them. Fright Night's pretty good too, though. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Fright Night.
It's an old. There's 2. There's one with Colin Farrell, and then there's one, but there's the original. Derek, I've been traveling, and I was just recently in Tokyo. That's awesome. I've been out of town for months and still more traveling to do. Sorry, guys, it's been a hectic few months. Don't you dare apologize, especially what the hell you've been doing too. But like I said, Derek, I wasn't sure if you had heard of because you've been gone. We've been doing we've got a lot of work going on with this pilot, and so I wanted to make sure, because I remember you, when I had mentioned it briefly, you'd asked me a question about it, so I wanted to give you an update on it. Again, Derek just coming in and really making his presence known here today.
Thank you, Derek.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Someone said Derek Johnson can be executive producer on the pilot. That's the thing, man. I want to send Derek the script, because I think Derek's gonna like the pilot. And that's what we talked, because Derek and I talked about, we talked about like Schmodown stuff, and he was very nice in talking about like his opinions on things. He's a very smart dude. Shay Markel. Steph, have you watched Pantheon? It's awesome.
I don't think so.
Me either. Yeah.
Pantheon. Let me put it down.
Derek throwing in some support here too. Derek and others have gotten Steph to 114 so far, trying to see if she can do it. Can she make it to 200 today and just put it out of reach? It'll be completely out of reach.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah. Tomorrow it's Steph. Again, the Cali Kid, a double shot of good tequila and a few small beers.
That's a nice run.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Harvest K, best henchman movie, Jaws from the Bond films. That was the first thing I thought of the Bond films. But then I didn't even. But I thought you said outside of the Bond films. That's what I thought the question.
Yeah, you said outside of the Bond film.
Yeah. Cali Kid again. Not to be overshadowed by DJ here. This is Cali Kid.
Thank you, Cali Kid.
You guys are out of control. Thank you guys so much. We super appreciative. Mr. I crap and shits. Steph, have you seen these old Arnie movies? No, she's never seen any of them. Hercules in New York and Red Sonja. No. The problem with those two is nobody would watch them. The reaction. Yeah. That's the only problem with those. The Hercules in New York they dub over his voice. I think they have a version of it now where they undubbed his voice because once he became a big star. But it was his first movie they ever did, and they as Hercules, and they took his voice and dubbed it like English. And Red Sonja, he's not even the star of it. It's Brigitte Nielsen. He's just kind of like it's like a cameo. Lisa Everett trying to talk. I'm not talking down to you. I'm not talking down to you. Write you off as a Gunn fan and still not prove a point is also funny. Lisa, stop this. Stop this. Just like you're what this. I don't understand what you're doing here today. I appreciate.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa, what are you doing? I appreciate you very much. I'm so glad that you decided to chime in here and have the conversation. But no, what we're saying here is that this particular addressing of you. So, all right, Lisa, if you decide to put another one in and you decide to have a conversation, my question is this to you. So you don't think that anybody should cover this? You don't think that it is a possibility that if Warner Brothers does get bought by another company, this is the question I'm asking. So if it comes, this is not to be saying to be talking down to you. It is a question to you. If they get bought, you don't believe that Gunn has nothing to worry about. No matter who buys them, nothing to worry about. They're going to take him. It's fine. He's not even worried about it. He's not even thinking about it. Nobody's thinking about it. It's just the media making a thing out of it. I'm curious if that's what you think, because I'm confused by it. I'm confused. Derek, thank you. 123, Steph. This is an old school Sabra type performance.
Hell yeah.
Like the early days. Support coming in, and this is what a day you hit when the return. This is like that television show, the ratings peak because the character of Derek Johnson returned to the world. Mr. I Crap and Shits can't do $100 donations. Here's 200 cents. Well, thank you, Mr. I Crap.
Amazing.
Alex, there's another Alex in here, and he's better looking. I don't like this at all. Oh, you're a good looking robot. Look at that. And then the good looking Alex says, I think Steph needs to see Arnold as Mr. Freeze. Oh yeah, we got to see the Batman movies. That's right. So Steph she's seen 89. She said she saw. So we're gonna watch. We're gonna rewatch 89 together. We're gonna watch Batman Returns, which she's never seen. She's never seen Batman Forever, and she's never seen
Batman Returns with Penguin.
I feel like did it?
I saw a Penguin.
Oh, so you did see that one. That and Pfeiffer, Michelle Pfeiffer.
I saw Pfeiffer. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you saw those two. You didn't see Batman and Robin, and you didn't see Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we might have to watch the first two Burton movies, make it aware to people that you have seen it, but we want to do those 4 movies. Okay. Cali Kid, double tequila shot and a few small beers. There you go.
Nice.
Alex, I'm the OG. I tease. I haven't been able to be on much live since the show time has changed. Support for Steph.
Thank you.
I'm liking that you're doing it. Let's see. Okay, the poll is up right now. And we'll see which ones who's in the lead. Derek Johnson said, you know what? No, I'm not just going to put a comment in. I'm not just going to put in some support. I'm going to give 10 memberships. Derek Johnson also having a career performance here today. Another support there too. 125 Steph is at and says, heck yes, I want to know more about this pilot. Yeah, Derek, I'm going to send you the I'll let you know about it, because essentially for people who don't know, and for people like Derek and maybe Alex who have been away for a little bit, I wrote a pilot. Myself and my writing partner, Martinique Paratori, who is essentially responsible for creating the schmoes, we wrote this thing. We are going to star in it. We're going to build some talent around it. We're going to people that names that we're going to go out to their agents. We're going to go out to those. We're going to go out to DPs. We're going to shoot this if it's like a streaming pilot, whatever, if it's a Apple, Netflix, Amazon, whatever. So it looks to that quality. We're going to film it and then we're going to shop it, but we're going to do it through a Kickstarter. And, the goal is, because if you look at how much pilots are, the Bear costs 1.1 to make that pilot. Now there's no way I'm going to be able to raise 1.1. I'll tell you that, but
That's
just
crazy.
to show people kind of what kind of budgets, these people are working with. And so we're going to try to do it as shoestring as possible, but we're going to really aim to make a real pilot here. So when we're going to offer tiers, we're going to do all that. I'm getting on the phone with Attack Peter, and the director. I have a director and a producer attached, Derek, people that are very kind of connected and have done quite a few things in this business. And we'll announce those people soon. So I'm excited to tell you and everybody else about it. Mr. I Crap and Shit's Last Dragon. Winston better dress has shown up for Halloween as he said he would. He really should, but I think he's so in Demon Slayer world right now. Kindergarten Cop is winning with 57 votes at 44% right now. Kindergarten Cop.
Okay.
So you'll love that movie. Liam Al Rajabi, first time supporter. Thank you, Liam. Just want to say thanks for the shows and your time. That is very, very kind. Thank you. And speaking of kind, Derek Johnson again with a big one coming in super hot here. Huge. More support there. And then, hey, Willie, like eating cats too. That's right. That's what Al feeds cats.
Oh God.
Yeah.
As my cat jumps up.
Yeah. They wouldn't let him do it though in the house though. Harvest K, outside of Bond, Gary Busey from Lethal Weapon. He was Joshua. Mr. Joshua was pretty damn scary. Mr. Joshua, thank you. Derek coming in again. 126 right now. Nathan, Lego, Zapata. Hey, y'all, do you like Legos? My daughter is obsessed with them right now, Steph. Currently, my favorite is Lego Soundwave Transformers. It's 190. Interesting.
Yeah, I like Legos for sure.
Yeah. The little one she just built this whole Wicked thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's building it for like 2 weeks, and it was
they can take a long time.
Oh yeah, she's very detailed oriented. She called me up and like this was the most stressful thing. She calls me up and she's like, Dad, I finally finished it. And she's like, I need you to attach this thing. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I'm trying to attach the thing. And I'm like, and I've got like these big claws, you know? And I'm trying to hold it and these pieces are falling off. And she's like, oh my
God.
So then we turn it. And of course, the piece that we want, it falls and hits the floor. So she goes, come on.
Oh my God.
And so then she just is like, she turns into Doc Brown and she goes back into the lab and puts it all together and did it again. So,
oh my,
yeah. Derek Johnson gifted 10 more memberships. Thank you, Derek. Incredible. Where did you put the poll up, Luke? Did you put the poll up on community? You might have put it up on community, guys. I don't know if he put it on. He put it in the chat. Okay. Let's see. So again, 127 so far, and Mr. I Crap and Shits, who says another 200 cents support. Thank you, Mr. I Crap. It certainly helps Steph. It gives her 127. Liam Al-Rabi, thank you for the laughs and the good times. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all you guys. Still have 15 minutes left, Steph, and you still hit 128. Massive.
I love you guys. Thank you.
So as we see, look, and Callie Kid said, don't go anywhere yet.
Hell yeah.
Look at that. 129. That is insanity here today, guys. Steph, before we get going, where can the good people find you? What's going on in your channel?
A lot. Tuesday, Thursdays dropping videos, and Sunday going live every Sunday, 5 p.m. PT. Today, speaking of Halloween, I tried to do a Halloween test of my makeup and it like turned into a complete fail. But I'm making the video because that's what I filmed. So but it's fun. Yeah, so come hang out. And then I think that Mike just joined dropped the Discord link if you guys want to come. We have a really cool community.
I love your shows. We were talking about it with Rock Sisters. You put a lot of effort into your channel. You've been working on it really hard, and it seems like it's been a lot of fun for you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good. So make sure, guys, check it out and go. Steph Sabra. Callie Kid says, hey, don't go anywhere yet. One more. Thank you, Callie Kid. Thank you to Liam as well. 131. Pretty crazy. Now, I think it's going to be Winston and Chris tomorrow. I was planning on doing the show with them, but now it looks like my appointment is running right around the time that the show will go. So I got to talk to Winston and see if he can host it because I might not be able to do it. Thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. Oh, just kidding. Castle Bro, can we get a Troll 2 reaction vid? Niche but fun. Oh my God. It's so funny because there's some movies that I think won't pull. Right, there's some movies that I think, I don't know, like I didn't think The Last Dragon would get more than 3,000 views, and it hit like 10, 15 or something like that. The Transformers 1986 movie, I was like, I don't know if I'm just gonna watch it. I did like almost 40. So I just don't know what movies will do well, what won't. I just don't know if enough people even know what Troll 2 is. It is niche, there's no doubt about it, but it's so ridiculous that it could be one of those movies that picks up. The algorithm's so weird.
Right.
Callie Kid, thank you, Callie Kid.
Thank you, Callie Kid.
RQ, MD, SMD support for Steph. Oh no, if RQ starts coming in here too, you're gonna again. What else do you have going on this week, by the way? Steph, you got shows or anything going on, or just besides?
Well, Sunday I go live.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have a writing meeting tomorrow. But
oh, cool. You and Rox?
Yeah.
What do you guys write? Can you say what you're writing? You don't want to say it?
I don't know if we've said exactly what we're writing.
Can you say the genre?
Yes, it's a comedy murder mystery.
Oh, cool. That's fun. That's fun. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Yeah. And then for people who are wondering too, yes, what we're doing is there's a role that I very much like. This is the one thing though too, is that we have these roles, and then the director and producer said, put together a casting list of the people like that you want. So we put, obviously, and I think somebody in here, we were talking about certain roles, and somebody gave suggestions. Someone gave like Jason Lee, Bobby Moynihan, people, we put people on the list.
Oh, that's fun. Mm-hmm.
And then I made sure we had all these names and, these actors and actresses with people, and I made sure there's a particular character that I said, I always envisioned Steph Sabroff for this character. So even though there's these names that the producer, I said, you got to I actually sent your picture to the director of the day. I said, this looks like Zara to me. I'm just saying.
That's legendary.
I'm just saying. And he goes, put her on the list. I go, she's on there already.
That's amazing.
I said, she's on the top of it. So
hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Callie Kidd, member for 1 month. Thank you, Callie Kidd. Loving this.
Thank you.
Loving this.
You guys are awesome today.
Really crushed today, guys. I can't thank you enough. Really appreciate it. This is a really fun week in general. Let me give you a breakdown of what we got going on for the rest of the week. I'm going to do a reaction the Dunkirk reaction is, I just got that it is actually finished editing. I'm going to put that up probably tomorrow. Steph and I will have our reaction up of, what the hell do we watch? We watched, Steph, help me. What do we watch? I forget the other day.
We watched the Arnold movie with,
one? Oh my God.
What's it called?
Running Man. So Running Man will go up on next week. I may put the Zootopia up next week. We've got Demon Slayer this week. Sam's coming in. We're doing Tenet. Ming's coming in. We're watching It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I'm going to do Welcome to Derry. So we got a lot of stuff coming in. Got a lot of stuff. Seattle KO says, has Steph watched Flight of the Navigator? There's no way. And there's no way you've seen that movie. That'd be a good one to watch. I don't know if it will do well, but it'd be a good one to try. There's most 80s movies Steph hasn't seen. So that's it, guys. Thank you for being here. You guys rule. 137 today for Steez. So how about that? Thanks for joining us. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. Thank you. Bye-bye.